What is going on, everyone? It is Jay Coffee Talk here. Got an interesting video for you guys. Before we get into this video, I'd like to ask that you just take that quick second, hit that like, thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. It doesn't cost you guys a thing. It helps my channel grow. And, you know, I like bringing you guys this content, these videos, all different topics, something for everyone. But let's get right into this, man. This is a wild story. It's so much to wrap your mind around. So pay attention, guys. Now, Whitey Bulger, sure, pretty much everyone's familiar with Whitey Bulger, one of the most notorious, ruthless, twisted, sick, I don't know, you could go down the list describing this guy, gangsters of all time. And, you know, he recently came to a very brutal end to his life. He was just beaten, killed in a very, very brutal way in federal prison. But I mean, this guy, you know, a couple really good gangster movies have been made about him or inspired by him. You know, two that I'll just name right off the rip: The Departed. You know, Jack Nicklaus' character is based on Whitey Bulger, you know what I mean? And of course, Black Mass, starring Johnny Depp. Also, you know, actually, you know, that one, he's playing Whitey Bulger. It's somewhat of a biopic. I don't know what the exact definition of, who cares, you know, how they classified the film. Just two really good gangster movies made about Whitey Bulger. And, you know, this guy had it's just a crazy story. There's a lot of really wild things if you just dig into, you know, his time, you know, during his career as a criminal, him being linked up with the FBI, him going on the run for 16 years, evading the FBI, the feds, you know, being found, and as I said, being brutally murdered. There's just so much, you know, to cover. And let me know, you know, if you guys are interested in this topic. I'll do a lot more videos on this. As always, comment anything about the video, requests, topics, all that stuff. Please get in the comment thread. But anyways, you know, he was found, brought to justice, and, you know, convicted, sentenced to 2 life terms plus 5 years. Now, we all know all this. I just had to give a quick rundown, go over some of it, you know, for those who aren't up on it, or, you know, just to, you know, jar your mind a little bit. Now, why this is, you know, I'm making this video is one of the jurors on the case is coming out and speaking, and her name is Janet Olar. I believe I'm saying that right, UHLAR. And she's come out and said she regrets the guilty verdict, not for, you know, everything that she thinks he should have walked innocent, but on the murder charges. And, you know, what the deal with all this is, her and Whitey Bulger, I'm not exactly sure when this started between them. I'm imagining it was after the case, because when the trial is going on, you know, there's such strict rules for the jurors and everything, and they're watched, and, you know what I mean, all that. But they started writing letters. So I'm guessing it was after he was convicted. He somehow, maybe she wrote him first. I'm not sure the exact, you know, how it went down, but she and him talked, and, you know, she come to find out about his involvement in the MK Ultra program. Now, for those who don't know about the MK Ultra program, it's crazy as heck. It really happened. It's declassified. It was a CIA program, you know, that went on for 20 years or so, from like 53 to 73. Some people believe it went on longer. You know, some people believe it's still going on to this day, and it was just really twisted what they did. You know, it was the use of LSD on people. Some people didn't know it was happening to them. Some people were coerced into, you know, participating in the program. Some people were you know what I mean? Like, they were, okay, I'm going to take place in this experiment, but it was really something else. Some people were given it against their will. Some people were in prison and got time reductions, which Whitey Bulger was one of them. Some people got it when they were in mental institutions. There's just a lot behind it. I actually know someone who MK Ultra experiments done on them, and I no BS, I'm not even joking. Let me know if that's, some content you guys are interested in. But it was very twisted what they did. They would give people large doses of LSD. Anyone out there who's ever done LSD, don't be shy. We're not judging or whatever, get in the comments. It's a crazy, drug. I've experimented it with a couple times in my lifetime. You're tripping, your mind's altered. It's just, you can't even describe it. You hallucinate. It's wild, you know what I mean? But Whitey Bulger took place in this, or to participate in this, when he was in Alcatraz on his first ever prison bid as like a teenager, I believe, and at this time he had never committed a murder, and they gave it to him, like, I want to say over 30 times. And some people may say, and I'm not advocating for Whitey Bulger or sticking up for him by any means. I've heard some weird things about him that I don't respect at all. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyways, even if he agreed to this, the tactics by which they did this, like I said, they were playing people when they were doing this, you know what I mean? And they were ultimately, there's a lot of theories on what it was. Some people said it was to treat schizophrenia. I mean, ultimately, it was about mind control. This is all declassified stuff by the CIA. You can go out and look it up, fact check it yourself. And, I'm always of the belief that things of this nature and just, things that we're not privy to as the public, that are kept secret from us, the things that we do know, amplify that by like 1,000 or by like 100. And you know what I mean? You might then be in the realm of how real and true it really is. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were very cruel to a lot of these people, and it was almost torturous what they did to them, and she started talking with Whitey Bulger and hearing about all this and everything, and she feels like his mind may have been altered, what ultimately turned him into a killer, you know what I mean? Or just changed him, period, like maybe he would have been a different guy, but like I said, she's still saying just the murder charges she believes maybe, he would have been should have been found not guilty on, but ultimately, he still would have died in prison. Well, I mean, he would have died in prison regardless because of what happened. They were hunting his ass and they killed him. But you know what I mean? He would have had life sentence regardless. Now, as I said, some people were willing participants in this. They lied to him about a lot of the stuff, how it was going to go down. And there's no reason they should let someone do this that many times. Like, imagine being giving large doses of this stuff and up for days, and they're messing with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, asking you crazy questions, playing games with you. People have said, Whitey Bulger included, and other people who took part in these experiments said that, they would ask them things about killing people and just these really crazy psychological questions. Like, it's really disturbing when you think about it. And what's even crazier is there's a situation on record where the government did it to one of their own people. Someone within the CIA or a doctor or something like that. They gave it, they like poisoned the guy with it unbeknownst to him. He ended up losing his mind and like jumping out of a window. I'm telling you, this is crazy stuff. It's all true. There's a lot of dark secrets, within the CIA and stuff like that, Now, she ended up developing a relationship with him, like I said, like through letters and everything like that. She ended up visiting him. She read a book, and the book, the title of it is something like CIA's. I'm gonna read you the title right now. It is called Poisoner in Chief, Sidney Gottlieb, if I'm saying that correctly, and the CIA Search for Mind Control by Stephen Kinzer. Sidney Gottlieb or whatever is the man behind MK Ultra, one of the people behind it. But she read this book and, really got familiar with a lot of what was going on and just was disturbed by it and felt like, maybe this really altered Whitey Bulger into a killer. Now, she said, had she known, as I said, she would have looked at the case a lot differently. But it also made her think about other people. How many people's lives were changed by this? Do you know what I mean? In a negative way or whatever, like just for research purposes, people's lives were ruined. It's scary stuff. There's, as I said, some people believe that this still goes on to this day. There was also situations, like I said, where, people weren't coerced or participated. Like people bought something from a store and, it had LSD in it, and, they had this crazy experience. Now, you want to hear something, a quick sidebar for those of you guys who watch my channel. I do these sidebars from time to time. Real quick, something I want to share with you. You can go look this up. I may do a video on this, I may not, I don't know. There was a situation where a family with parents and kids, and the mother was pregnant, bought steak from Walmart a few years back, and the whole family ended up tripping out of their mind off LSD, and they had to do emergency C-section to get the baby out of the mother. Like, this happened recently. So, and they couldn't figure out how it happened. They traced the steps. That's a whole nother story, but it's just kind of crazy, to think about. And a lot of people, you think of people within mental facilities who, were probably given this stuff against their will, or they just got them to say yes and they didn't really know what was going on. As I said, I know someone who took part in all this stuff. That's how it happened to them in mental institutions, and they told me it was very prevalent in those places at that time. Now, as I said, the whole Whitey Bulger story is just really crazy. Aside from this whole LSD thing, for those who are familiar with the story, someone that he grew up with ended up being a federal agent. They worked out something where Whitey Bulger became an informant, but there's a lot of, it's up for debate if he was really ever telling on people, or it was more just like a deal where he got a free reign to just commit crime and run wild in the streets, and then they would just make up reports saying, oh, he's a CI, he gave us this information. I don't know, you know what I mean? But in the end, when it all went bad and they locked up the agent as well that was, giving him, Conley, I believe was the agent's name, that was looking out for him, he got tipped off and ran, and that's how he ended up going on the run for 16 years. And it's just crazy to think this guy made it that long. Like, his whole story, it's just kind of doesn't sit so well. Like, there's more to this, do you know what I mean? And the whole way the guy got caught was he kept wanting to go out and have a couple drinks when the Celtics were in the finals. That's how he ended up being spotted, you know what I mean? He didn't leave the country. He was out on the West Coast. He left Boston. I believe he was in the Los Angeles area, and he was like, man, sick of sitting in the house. I want to go have some beers and watch my Boston Celtics win the NBA finals. Like, literally, that's how this man started getting spotted and got caught. Now, something that, like legal analysts and stuff have said too, is that they were surprised that Whitey Bulger didn't try to use this, these MK Ultra experiments, LSD experiments and stuff, as a way to get a insanity defense. But, he spoke about, the woman actually said that when she would get letters from Whitey Bulger, they'd always be at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, that he would always put the time that he was writing it in the top corner. And she'd always say, geez, why are you always writing in the middle of the night? And, he said, I have horrible hallucinations in my sleep. Like, this stuff messed me up for life. Do you know what I mean? And I believe that, there's other people who've had this kind of experiences with LSD and said the same things. It's not something that's meant to be taken in large doses or on a regular basis, or even, very many times. It'll fry your brain. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing to be played with. But I don't know, the insanity defense never happened. And, Whitey Bulger sweared even up to when he was convicted that he was given immunity and some deal by another prosecutor. But, I don't know, it never panned out for him. But who knows? There's just so many funny things with the whole Whitey Bulger story and case, as I said. But that's all I really got on this one. I just wanted to share this with everyone and see what you guys think. As I said, drop a comment, pertaining to anything that I covered in this video. If you think I'm wrong about something, just give me your take. If you think I'm wrong about something, if you think I'm right, if there's something you think I left out, what's it called? Requests for topics. Let me know if you like this content, all that kind of stuff, you guys. As I said, I cover music, news, sports, current events, stuff like this, all different kinds of stuff, And if you liked this video, I will put a link to a little podcast that I did. It was the first time, that I've done it yesterday live, and it was called The Short Attention Span Podcast with fellow YouTuber, The Conservative Cuban. We talked about, everything from the people that Trump pardoned, that came out in the news yesterday, ASAP Rocky going back to Sweden, the Skull and Bones Secret Society, all kinds of stuff, man. I'll put the link to that pinned in the comments. You like this video, go check that one out. It is long. Skim through it. Let me know what you think. But thank you everyone for watching. Once again, just please take that quick moment, hit the thumbs up, like, the subscribe, and the bell. Drop that comment. You know what I mean? None of this costs you guys a thing. It helps my channel grow. I greatly appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next video. It's Jay Coffee Talk signing out. Have a great day, everyone. Peace.